Hey, what is up, everybody? How's it going? Decided to go live tonight, completely unexpected, unplanned, completely, because there's something really important you guys need to know about in light of Amazon. There's a big change that just happened very recently. You may or may not be aware of it. If you've been selling at Amazon for a while, then you're not going to see it. If you're new to Amazon and you just created a listing within the last few days, then you experienced this very recently. And right now I want to show you exactly what you need to know in light of what's going on. So here's what's happening, you guys. When you create a new listing on Amazon, they're no longer allowing you to enter something into the brand name. Now, here's the crazy part. A lot of people are saying, wait a minute, when I go to create a new listing and I have my UPC or GTIN or EAN, I can explain that if you guys need help with that. When I go to my listing, what about the product identifier? What do I do about that? Well, you're going to put in your UPC or EAN, but then you get down to the brand box, and a lot of people are wondering, why is the brand box required? Because if you type in the code, like your brand name, let's just say it's Kniep Industries, and you go to the offer tab, the third tab over, and you put in the price, when you go back to the vital info tab, this little box is going to pop up and say that Amazon is not accepting your brand name. So you go, wait a minute. Maybe my brand name is being used by someone else. So you go to Amazon and you search the same name and no one is using it. And you're going, wait a minute, what's going on? So there's a little code error that will come up. You have two options here. When you get that code error, you can go to your Seller Central account, click on help in the top right corner, go down to the option that says issues with your product listing, click on that, and then click the button that says contact me or call me. Amazon will call you and you have to get on the phone with them and ask them to approve it. Actually, you do not have to have trade registry or brand registry for this, Patrice. I know what you're saying and what you're referring to, but that's different. I'm talking about before that. We're talking about way before that. Amazon has to validate your brand, but you are correct, yes, about the picture. So if you have a website already, and let's say on your website you have, let's just say this random Sony camera cap is there, your brand name has to be on that picture, and you have to prove to them you are the owner of the brand. This is really, really important. Now, I had a long conversation with Amazon today. It was super interesting. The guy knew a lot. And he said the other option, if you don't want to go through the process, is instead of putting in a brand name, you can actually type in the word generic. Now, a lot of people have been doing this. There's also this trend around saying type in black sheep or generic or N/A. Generic works, but there's one problem. Even though you will probably get approved to list your product immediately, later on in the future, if you say, hey, by the way, I have a new brand name. It's called Kniep Industries, and I want it to be under that brand name, you will not be able to add the brand name to the listing. So if that listing's been selling 50 times a day, you've spent PPC to get it ranking, you've converted it, you have it going really well, it has some great reviews, you can't update it and add the brand name. You have to create a new listing and get the new brand name approved. Now, I know for some of you guys, this is going to be frustrating, but let me tell you a really quick story that will save you so much pain as you are on your journey. If you were to rewind, go back in time 6 to 8 months, do you know what the #1 most common complaint was on Amazon for Amazon sellers? It was hijackers. It was people stepping in and latching onto their listing and changing it and editing it, or the person who created the listing losing ownership of the listing. This was a massive issue, and there were so many different approaches people were taking to try to get around it. It was a major issue. What Amazon has done is they have listened. They have listened and they're taking action. When we were at Amazon's headquarters, when they flew me out to Seattle, one of the questions that they asked constantly is, how can we improve things for you? And the #1 complaint I shared was, you've got to give us ownership of our listing. This is our brand we're building, and people too easily can latch on, piggyback, and take our sales and just undercut us on the price with the second offering, even steal the buy box. Well, Amazon listened to what I said. They listened to what you said. They've listened to the complaints, and they're actually doing something about it, which is awesome. The frustration you may feel if you have to go through this process, I promise you, is 10,000 times less painful than if you invested in your product, you have it selling, and all of a sudden your sales stop because someone latched onto your listing and they're undercutting you. Amazon is making it more and more difficult for other brands or other sellers to easily get into your listing and change things. So that's why they're raising the gate. And I told you guys this a year ago. I told you guys this a year and a half ago. I said Amazon is going to be focusing more and more on brands. You must remember this. Therefore, that is why the money is where the brand is. So again, for those of you guys who just joined, when you go to create a new Amazon listing in the brand box, you cannot just type in your brand name and expect them to let you create the listing. You need to go click on help in the upper right corner. Click on there's like 6 different box options. It's the bottom middle one about editing or creating your product listing. Click on that. Click on the button that says contact me and put in your phone number, and they will call you on the phone within a few seconds and get them on the phone and say, here's what I'm trying to do. And you need to prove to them that you own the brand. At the least, you have a picture like Patrice said. At the most, you have a full-on website for all of your products. We launched a new brand. We have the Shopify store up and ready. It's simple, but it's really clean. We ran into this today. So this is like literally live, hot off the press. This has happened within the last few days, and this is how you can create a new listing. Do not do a shortcut method and put in NA or black sheep or generic, because it will later come back and bite you in the butt if you're really trying to make money on Amazon. This is really, really key. And thank God they're doing this. This means it's really hard for other people to mess with what you're doing. Amazon is raising the front end, the gate on the front end, so people can't come in and hijack you on the back end when you have so much more to lose. Look at it this way. If you just started selling on Amazon and you're frustrated, you're like, oh my goodness, I just got suspended and all I did is send them my utility bill. There's a way to fix that. I can help you. Okay, that's simple. That's not a big deal. It might take you 2 to 3 weeks, but I promise you, you have so little to lose compared to people years ago, months ago, like me, who started and all of a sudden our listings were getting hijacked and we're losing tens of thousands of dollars a day. That's a sick feeling. Amazon is helping you, and I'm so thankful for this. All right, I want to see what, yep, exactly, Hassan, 5565. Patrice says, very nice. What's up, Hassan? Good to see you. What's up, Jonathan? How are you, brother? Okay, so I went through you went through the headache. Patrice, did they get you back up? And how long did it take you? Could you please let me know? It's supposed to take 48 hours. I would love to know what your experience is with that. All right, question, says Raj. Hello, if I'm selling Chinese products which do not have brands, then what do I have to do? I was selling generic until now, but now they require approval for that. So Raj, please thank God for this. This is a good thing, okay? What they're doing is they're allowing you to make more money in the future. That's why Amazon, they're encouraging you to build a foundational, long-lasting, people loyal brand that will make you a lot more money. That's what they're doing. So what you need to start doing is find a product that is selling in Amazon, find a problem that customers are complaining about, fix that problem, and build your own brand off of that problem. As weird as it sounds, you make money off of problems, by fixing problems, by solving things. So you need to solve the problem for them. You had the same problem, says Hazan. Yep, no problem. Had to go through that 2 weeks ago. Got you, Anthony. Yep, I hear you. Kari says, I am concerned. I'm working on launching 2 new products under my brand name. Will this affect me? Yes, it will, Caro. Nothing to be concerned about. Only something to be thankful for. Maybe I positioned it as a bad thing. Maybe that was a mistake. This is a good thing. It's a frustrating thing, but it's a good thing. I like good frustrations, not bad ones. This is going to protect you, Carl, in the future, so other people cannot as easily start selling your product on your listing, which you will not like. All you have to do is take an extra step. Okay, that's it. Very, very simple. They always call me within a few seconds. That's awesome. Petit says, I never, ever got someone on the phone. You know what's funny? The first time we tried today, I used one of my phone numbers, which is sidelined, so I don't get all this spam. And it would say calling, and I'm looking at my phone like, you're not calling. And it would say connected. I'm like, they didn't call me. My ringer's on. And then it would say call ended. I'm like, what? So then I gave them my cell phone number with my iPhone, and then boom, it was taken care of. So Patisse, how did you do it? I would love to know. Ron says they called me within a few seconds. That is awesome. What does this mean for new people? What's up, King James? How are you, my friend? So what this means is you need from the beginning to ask this question: what is the brand I'm going to build? Here's the way it works for you guys. Here's how you make money on Amazon, okay? I've done this literally thousands of times now, and we could talk about this all night. You ready? First, people love your listing. Then they love your product. Then they love your brand. Your listing is where they find you, they buy. The product is where they experience what you built. Oh, I love this product. But when they love the brand is the follow-up work you do after that, which you already set up in advance. That's what this means for new people. You need to think like that. That's how you will make money. Because what happens is when your brand starts to grow, it takes on a life of its own. No problem, Rico Ciao, you got it. Absolutely no problem at all. All right, we got a lot of questions. Here we go. Oh my goodness. All right, 24 hours. That's not bad, Patisse. That's awesome. So you just did an email support. My listing says unavailable when I view. So Patisse, here's the thing. How long ago did your listing get listed? Okay, that's the first question. Second, do you have an inventory count on your listing? Third question, if you search your ASIN along with the main keyword at the top, do the ASIN, then a plus, then your main keyword, does it come up? If it doesn't, that means you're not indexed yet. You can have to wait sometimes up to 3 to 4 days before it's indexed. If it's still not showing up, here's my next question. And I want to ask all of you guys this. Where are you finding your ID code, your product ID? Where are you finding it? Because I have something absolutely fascinating to tell you guys in a minute, like mind-blowing, okay? And it has to do with the year 2002. But before I go to that, I want to answer some of your guys' questions. How do I register my brand? Usman, fastest way to do it is do this. Right now, Google this, Amazon IP Accelerator. It is the fastest way I know to get your brand registered. I am in the middle of the process right now. It'll take you to a page of all these different lawyers that Amazon has approved that have their own reviews, just like a product listing, and you can pick the one you want, contact them, you'll fill out a form, it'll automatically have you log into your Seller Central account when you click on them, fill out the form, and you request for them to help you get brand registered. You will pay them approximately $1,200 for the service, as well as the fee for each classification you want to be registered in for your trademark. I've seen people get brand registered in as fast as 2 weeks. And the trademark, they just have an application. Amazon will allow you to speed up this process using the Amazon IP Accelerator. Write that down, you guys. Amazon IP Accelerator. It'll speed up the process so much for you won't even believe it. It'll speed up the process. Otherwise, you're going to wait 8 to 16 months for your trademark to be approved. But when you use the IP Accelerator, all you need is the application. And if they approve it and you have a website and even if you're not selling yet, you just need a website from Shopify, get some pictures on there with your logo, prove to them you are the person, it'll help. And you can get this done very quickly. Carl says, I notice each time I log into my Seller Central account to update documents, I end up with an email claiming my account was hacked and I need to change my password. So first of all, is the email actually coming from Amazon? Did you go to the email and see the actual email address? Because there are some people out there who will spam you and who will hack you by deceiving you. So that's the first thing I would ask. Second, you need to contact Seller Central support because this is a weird situation. All right. What would you do differently if you were starting today? Salima, I would get a coach. I would get someone who knows what they're talking about. I would get someone who's messed up a lot, who's failed a lot. That's what I would do. Because it will save you so much time and so much money. I would be $20,000 richer today if I hadn't made one dumb decision, and I wouldn't have made the decision if I had gotten someone to mentor me who's been through it. I would rather be in battle with someone who's been to battle than simply listen to someone lecture behind a lectern to give me the knowledge. I need someone who's in it. That is so important to me. And so that's what I would do different. People are freaking out. Yep, I know, King James. I have my product with my logo, but how do I register my brand? Yeah, so I explained that to you already. What is up, T. Clapson? Seth, how can I list bundles? Must I purchase GS1 barcodes, or is there any easier and cheaper way? Before I answer this question, I want to ask you guys something. Is the only place you can get a barcode that works on Amazon GS1? The answer is no. And I know you might be surprised by me saying that, and I will explain to you in a minute, and it has to do with the year 2002. It's a fascinating story, you guys. It's so nuts. But let me answer this question. So the safest place to go is GS1. And you're going to purchase your GS1 barcodes, And if you were selling in the United States or Canada, it's going to be a UPC. If you're selling in Mexico or any other country in the world, it's going to be an EAN. EAN stands for European Article Number. UPC stands for Universal Product Code. Most people think the right name is just UPC. That's incorrect. The right name is GTIN, Global Trade Item Number. That is what you want, okay? But the kinds of GTINs out there are UPCs for United States and Canada, and EANs for Mexico and all European countries. You with me? So if you and I were to talk about what is a barcode, the right word is GTIN or GTIN. GTIN? I'm really not sure how to say it. I guess it doesn't matter, but you see what I mean? GTIN is a barcode. A UPC is a kind of barcode, and an EAN is another kind of barcode. A UPC has 12 digits. An EAN has 13 digits. A GTIN has 14 digits. What's the difference? It's just got more zeros at the beginning, either one or two more zeros. Does that make sense? You remove the zeros, it's a UPC, okay? So when you go to GS1, assuming you're selling in the United States, I'm just guessing that, you're gonna get a UPC. When you go to Amazon and you create the listing, in the drop-down box, you can select GTIN if you want, include the full number with the zeros. If you select UPC, remove the first two zeros so it's 12 digits. That's where you get it. Make sense? How can I list bundles? Every bundle needs its own code. So for example, if my bundle is this glass of water plus this paper towel next to it, and this is my bundle, this itself is one product. This gets its own code. Your UPC and your EAN do not go on your product. I would stand up for this, except I'm wearing pajamas right now. Your UPC does not go on your product, okay? You guys, people keep thinking it does. Look, I know what you're thinking, like, but come on, Seth, like, look at LaCroix. Look at, this is so fascinating, by the way. See this right here? Right there. I know it's not very focused, but see that right there? That barcode, okay? That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is a UPC. That's a UPC. The first number 0 tells you what kind of UPC code is. The next 5 digits tell you the company name. It's the brand name. It's who company it belongs to. The next 5 digits tell you, identify the product itself. And the last digit is a check digit, which mathematical nerds are fascinated by because it actually uses a calculation to make sure the other digits are correct. I know it's on here. You only need a UPC on your product if you're selling in brick and mortar. But if you're selling in Amazon, your UPC never goes on your product. Okay? Amazon tells you not to. Now, but Seth, I did it and it worked. Yeah, I get it. But the day's going to come where that's not going to work anymore. And I would rather be safe. You need your FNSKU to go in your product. So to answer your question, if you have a bundle, okay, it doesn't matter what's in the bundle. If this is what I'm receiving when I buy, the whole thing gets one code. You don't do a code on this piece and a code on this piece, the whole thing. But Seth, what if I sell a white one, a black one, a red one, or a double pack or a triple pack? Each of those gets their own code. So if I'm selling this, let's just say I'm selling this glass, one UPC for each variation. So if I'm selling 1,000 of these, I only need one UPC. And that goes in my Amazon listing. When I send it to Amazon, it gets the FNSKU, Fulfillment Network Self-Keeping Unit, FNSKU. And that is an Amazon unique code, just like a GCID, just like an ACIN. But an EAN and a UPC and a GTIN are not Amazon specific. Have I confused you guys at all? Let me know, because I know there's a lot of numbers. What is up, Hassan? Yes, this problem forced to apply for brand registration. So let me explain something, Hassan. It didn't. I know what you're thinking. You guys are thinking, when I create a listing and Amazon says, sorry, you can't use this brand name unless you're approved, that's not brand registry. That's just approval to use the brand. That's it. They just need to know you own the brand. They want to make sure a bunch of hijackers and wannabes and fakers out there and frauds are not trying to sell into your brand. So I'm telling you, that is not brand registry. Brand registry is when you apply for a trademark and you get approved in your brand analytics, and you're also able to have a really cool video now amongst your photos, as long as you get it verified, which is something else fun to talk about, and you get A+ content on your listing. All right, what's up? It might be tougher to create listing, but don't see how this helps hijack a problem. Usher, it helps absolutely 1000%, and I'll tell you why. What's up, Usher? Is this Usher or Zell in the house? Dude, I haven't talked to you for like a decade. How are you doing, man? It's so good to see you. I mean, at least say hi. It's so Usher style to say, but I love you, brother. You've always been blunt. So it absolutely does, and here's why. If someone is to hijack a listing, the hijackings are happening on old listings. They didn't have to come under this strict process. According to Amazon, someone cannot sell on your listing unless they first prove to Amazon that they are reselling the product. They have to prove now. In the past, they didn't have to prove. They just say, oh, I'd like to sell that. And so they latch on. And you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? And now you have to go prove. It's like you're guilty until proven innocent versus the other way around. Make you think about what's going on today in the world. We're not going to go there right now, but you get what I'm saying? So according to Amazon, they have to prove it first with this new way. My guess is what you're dealing with is past listings that were grandfathered in. And so the hijacker issue remains. But there is a amazing solution to that, Usher, if you want me to share the hijacker issue that I discovered about 8 months ago, and it works fantastic. We are new at Amazon FBA and don't know how to add the products. Any help? Yes. So you log into Seller Central, you go to catalog, you go to add a new product, and you fill out all the boxes. You have an advanced view and a basic view. I recommend you don't use the advanced view at the beginning until you're ready to actually sell. Here's a pro tip. Create your listing at least 2 weeks before you plan on selling, because it will give you a chance to see if Amazon flags anything before you spend money having the product shipped to Amazon's fulfillment center, and then you're kind of stuck. I really appreciate the hot off the press videos. Thanks. Absolutely, Jonathan. I'd like to just start doing these every day. They're so fun. Like sometimes these non-planned ones are my favorite because it literally is right hot off the press. Seller support email. Gotcha, Patisse. So you know what's interesting, Patisse? I wonder if you actually did a more efficient way, because I got them on the phone. I like the thought that we get to talk and I can figure it out. And then they said, we'll email you in 48 hours. Like, oh, about to wait 48 hours. This isn't very cool. What's up, Jeff? I'm doing well, my friend. How are you? Are you sourcing in other countries besides China? The US, and that's it. All right, guys, it looks like I covered all the questions. That's crazy. Okay, and now I think you guys are, the reason to ask more questions is because you want me to share what I told you what I would share. So I'll share it now. Here we go. Okay, let me turn that off. Okay, here we go. So here's a super fascinating story. I think you guys are gonna like this. GS1 used to be called UCC, Universal something something. I can't remember what the acronym stands for. Back in the day, they were promoted by and primarily started by Walmart's like Walmart and Kroger's, et cetera, who wanted a standardized system for creating product identifiers. What happened is back then, if you were to buy a barcode for your product, you keep that barcode for life. But in 2002, UCC, now GS1, thought, you know what, this isn't a very good business model. We need to get people on a subscription basis. Otherwise, how are we going to survive? Because once Bobby McGee buys his EPC code, he says, bye, and he doesn't need us anymore. And how do we maintain our operating expenses? How do we keep going as a company? So they made a very smart business decision, but a very unethical way about doing it. And they said, we're going to start now charging you to keep your UPC code. And Bobby McGee says, wait a minute, I bought this with the expectation that I get to keep the barcode. And they said, no, I'm sorry, that's it. Like if you want to keep it, you're going to have to pay us an annual fee. And so people got really upset and they sued UCC, which is now GS1. Well, the lawsuit, the people who were suing them won, and GS1 lost the lawsuit. And that was in 2002. Now this is where it gets crazy. So every person who bought a barcode from GS1, also known as UCC, before 2002, were not to be charged any annual fees because that wasn't the agreement when they went into it. But anyone after 2002 who buys from GS1 is required to pay an annual renting fee to keep the code. Now, before there's like people standing up and saying, wait a minute, that's not fair, let me explain a couple things, okay? First of all, if you were to go right now to nationwidebarcodes.com and buy one of their UPC codes, their codes are previous to 2002, which means they work. Even though Amazon says we recommend GS1 and we will check them against the system, the funny thing is the codes that nationwidebarcode.com is selling are approved by Amazon. and you'll never pay for them again. They cost less. There's no annual fee. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that's simple, Seth. I'm going to go buy from Nationwide Barcodes because I save money for my business. Hold your horses. Let me share one more thing. The day may come, and I can tell you this, years now selling in Amazon and working very closely with them and dealing with lots of problems. The day may come, and it is Amazon's pattern to do this, where instead of continuing you to allow to use those pre-2002 codes, they only allow you to use ones that are new from GS1. What happened was years ago, Nationwide Barcode bought a ton of these UPC codes that were already created. And because they were created before 2002, legally, no one can charge you an annual fee to keep them. So we'll say, how much does it cost? It's like $250 for 10 UPC codes. And I have to keep paying every year 20% of the $250 you spent on the UPC codes, up to 10 of them. So it's always, the annual fee is 20% of the initial fee, and that's it. You can look at this as a business expense. The reason I use GS1 is because I'm thinking about the future Seth, the old Seth in his 60s who goes, hey, Seth, why'd you do this to me? It's not fair. You know, like it was wrong because it was a stupid decision, because now if they stop my listing because it's a previous 2002 code and it's not with GS1, I could lose a lot. You see? GS1 has done a phenomenal job at educating. I mean, they have training programs. They are like a massive website, and they did an amazing job. It's still confusing regardless, but to keep it as simple as possible, you get what's called a company prefix. It's a code, and that code represents your company. And if you add on 2 codes at the end, it now represents this product. And then for your other product, do 2 different codes in the end, it's this product. And for the next one, you see what I mean? So the first, I believe it is 10 codes is your company prefix, and the final 2 identify the product you are buying. But you do have to rent them. One more thought, I'll answer your questions. Keep in mind something else. If you're new to this, that might seem like a lot of money. For those of you guys who are millionaires, like, that's nothing. It's a business investment. Think like a businesswoman, a businessman. You're investing in a business. The more you invest in it and protect it, the more it's going to serve you. So it's almost look at it as like the money doesn't belong to you, it belongs to your business as a separate entity, and you'll end up making wiser decisions about your money, and you will end up wealthier as a result. Okay, I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have. Wow, there are so many questions here. You know, I think it's like StreamYard was holding them back, and I have like 50 questions. So give me a second. I'm scrolling back, and I'm going to answer them as fast as I freaking can. Okay, here we go. I think I'm caught up. Boom. Do you sell, what's up, Salima? Do you sell doing retail arbitrage and sell on Shopify? I do retail arbitrage. I have a ton of Shopify stores, but I don't work on them together. They're not in any conjunction with each other. So all my Shopify stores are for brands that we have scaled, some of them to millions. All the arbitrage I do is primarily my wife. She does most of that. And some of it's online. She still loves retail arbitrage. She likes the experience of going out and buying. She just went to Goodwill the other day. Like literally sitting right over there around the corner is a bunch of stuff that she bought. And she was like, Seth, look at this, look at this. Like she'll do this to the day she dies. She loves doing it. And it constantly makes just fun extra cash on the side. Back in the day, we did that for survival. Great question. All right, Sweet Tea Designs. I love the name. Connie McManus is in the house. What's up, Connie? I have been approved as a handmade seller. When I try to get to the point of listing, I just go in circles. I know the feeling. And you'll go in lots more circles in the future. It's like a merry-go-round of the entrepreneur, but just keep spinning as you go forward. I got to the point where I chose a merchant and it says registration pending. So you're gonna have to wait on Amazon. What I would recommend you do is contact them directly and ask them to please let you know how long it will take. Did they give you an indication as to how long it will take to get approved for the handmade sell category? I don't personally sell in that category, so my knowledge is very limited, but I'll tell you what I do know. One of our students, the last time she told me, that was 6 months ago, does $75,000 a year in the handmade category. The majority do like 19 to 20,000 a year. So that should tell you something about her hustle and our team who helping her. And in her experience from what she's talked about, I can tell you that it's just a matter of time before you get approved, assuming you've done everything correctly. Guys, 90% of Amazon is just making sure you've checked off the boxes, and then you get to focus on building your business. A lot of us, we get hung up on one thing, and I get it, it's frustrating. But once you get through that, you can focus on building your business. All right, what is up? What about unique and handmade items? I've had my listing hijacked by a similar item, Amazon still doesn't want to distinguish between or separate the listing from a similar listing. Let me explain. Okay. If your listing is hijacked, that means, let's just pretend for simplicity, I want to get a product that's unique. Oh, well, we'll just use LaCroix, okay? Let's just say this is your product. That means someone else is selling in your listing, and they're claiming to be selling the same thing. What you need to do is add to your listing that you have a warranty on all your products. A 1 year, a 2 year, a lifetime, a million year, a millennial, it doesn't matter. Now, when you go to fill out the copy infringement form, screenshot, upload as a photo, and copy paste the text where you say in your listing, I offer a warranty. Now Amazon has to remove the hijacker because no one else can offer a warranty. This is called non-tangible differentiation. It protects you like crazy. Amazon has to. It's like if I went out to resell an Apple computer, do you know why I can't resell it? Because they have a warranty. They have AppleCare. And I can't say I'm going to give you AppleCare because I'm not Apple. Does that make sense? Let me know if that's helpful, my friend. Oh, what is up, WTB Hellbreath? Okay, needing help to get verified to sell because Amazon won't accept the utility bill. I can 99% guarantee you I know why. Do you have a video that helps with this? My business name and utility address match exactly, but they keep rejecting. Yes, this is the most common question I get. The video is on YouTube, but I will tell you exactly what you need to do. Did you check to make sure that the name you're registering for selling in Amazon, you use your company identity, and the address attached to it is the same name and address on your utility bill? For example, if you have an LLC, let's say your LLC's name is WTB LLC, but your name is Hellbreath. And so on the utility bill, it says Hellbreath, and it's your personal address, but WTB LLC, the name is WTB LLC, and the address is a PO box. They're going to reject it. Everything must line up. The name, the address. That's it. It might take them up to 3 weeks to approve it. You just need to go back in and ask, is every single document lining up? Same thing when they ask you for your bank account report. Like they'll ask you for a printout sometimes of your bank account, your bank statement. Does it all line up? Simple as that. I know it's frustrating. Be patient. No problem, King James. You got it, my friend. What if you are creating, what's up, Michelle? Good to see you, Michelle Ha. What if you're creating a new listing for a product you buy wholesale that's not your brand? So here's the thing. If you're a wholesaler, some of the times you're required to have a distributor license or distributor agreement because you're representing LaCroix and you're selling for them. LaCroix is like, hey, we're selling at Target, but we don't want to deal with Amazon. Do you want to do it for me, Michelle? Okay, we'll make an agreement and you sell for us there. All you have to do, if Amazon's not approving it, if they're like rejecting the brand, you need to send in your letter of agreement, the agreement you made with that company, LaCroix, and you need to submit it to Amazon to prove that you're a legitimate, qualified, approved reseller. Will Amazon stop arbitrage? Great question, VC. I wish I could tell you. I have thoughts about this and I've thought about it very often. With where Amazon is headed, I hate to say this, but I don't think they'll stop because part of their flywheel model, have you seen their flywheel model? The whole idea is if a lot of people, if this is a listing and Bobby McGee and Lucy Pickleberry and Victoria Hallisbreath can all list on here, and if Victoria has the lowest cost, that's customer satisfaction for me. I got LaCroix for the lowest cost, see? Because I'm just a reseller and you can resell. There's nothing wrong with hijacking a listing if you're just a reseller of a generic product. You bought it and you resold it. The problem is when they're going to manufacture it in China and copying your brand name, that's where it becomes illegal. I don't think they will. That's a great question. But I am seeing everything Amazon does is pushing towards supporting brands, which is why my main focus is private label, always has been. All right, what is up? Do you source for, yeah, I already answered that question. I finally got approved after going back and forth with seller support for almost 2 weeks. Anthony, that's great news. I'm not being sarcastic. I've had people who had to wait 6 to 8 months to get approved. Usually it's 1 to 2 weeks. If you look at 2 weeks compared to what you're trying to build in a legacy, that's nothing. Like you'll wait longer for your manufacturer to get the product shipped to you by sea than that. So again, I'm not minimizing the frustration, but I just want to give you perspective. That's really good news. All right, Petit says, they said I need to make it active in the vacation section, if that makes sense. They said you need to make it active. And so did you put your store on vacation? I don't understand. Online business, I don't know how to add new products and send them to Amazon's warehouse. Any help, please? Sure. So I explained to you how to add a product. Once it's added, you're going to select at the bottom right, you're going to have it merchant fulfilled, which means you ship out the product, or you can have Amazon fulfilled, which means Amazon fulfills it. You select one of them. If you select Amazon, it's going to take you through a plan where you create shipping levels to literally to literally ship the products into Amazon. But if your supplier is building it in China, you're going to send them the shipping label. See? That's all I have. Simple as that. And it's going to have the FNSKU on it. And in fact, I would encourage you to put the FNSKU on the retail packaging, like literally like they did with this barcode right here. Put it, don't add the sticker. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of money. It's so easy. They add it to the retail packaging, done. It costs you way less. Let me share something online business. Go to justoneDime.com/start, justoneDime.com/start, and take the free training. It's free, and it is 90 minutes of a ton of content. I do talk about our membership for the final few minutes, and I talk about it very in depth, but you will get a ton of value out of it. What's up? Anthony Hogan is in the house. What if I don't have a brand and don't want a brand? Is there a way I can stay generic? So my question would be, what's your long-term goal? I mean, I know you want to make money, but how much do you want to make? How passive do you want it to be? If you are into making passive income, let me explain by that. I don't mean you be passive and the money just flies in like rainbows over the hill. It doesn't work like that. You got to work like crazy, and I think you know that. I mean, when you go to bed and you get up in the morning, you're richer the next day. That's passive income. When your listing starts to take on a life of its own, when your brand begins to start to sell for itself, that's where it becomes passive because you put in all the hard work up front. Now you're being paid for your value instead of your time. And here's what I love, you guys. There's no cap on how much you can make on Amazon. That's a beautiful thing. So if you want to do no brand, you want to keep it generic, you can do that, Anthony. There's nothing wrong with it. But those people who build brands will make more money than you. All right, Blake. That's all I got to say. Sorry, man, that you feel bad. Usman, no problem. It is my pleasure. What's up, Steve? I love the logo, man. That is beautiful. Hey, boss, do you include the expectations of your inspections in the contract? No, and here's why. I do never, ever have my supplier inspect the product for me because they're biased. I always use a third-party company, tell them exactly what I want. Great question, though. Oh, however, let me go back really quick. I do include exactly what I want in the contract. Don't make sure, I don't want to get this unclear. Like I'm telling you, man, if this has to be a certain tint, a certain thickness, a certain color, like an exact color code, you can't just say I want yellow. Well, what kind of yellow? There's 500 kinds of yellows out there. You have to be super specific. In fact, you will only be able to enforce your contract with the supplier as well as you are clear and specific and detailed in the expectations of it. What would you do to set yourself up for Q4? Well, there's not a whole lot I do different except for one thing. Depending on the product category, I will purchase 120% more products at the most, 20% more at the least. That's it. Everything else is the same. I'm going to drive traffic like crazy to my Amazon stores, for my Facebook ads, for my Instagram ads, and everything I do, I just bring it up the next level. Sometimes I'll do a special deal, especially if it's a unique item that is unique to Christmas or Halloween or November. Great question. Amen. Thank you, Batiste. All right. Well, this makes startup more difficult. If you're referring to creating your listing, it'll make it 48 hours of waiting more difficult. Nothing beyond that. But no. I think the question was, is Seth not awesome? And she said no. I don't know what the question was. All right. Carl Black is back. All right. Carl says, I want to launch a fitness-related product. I do multiple fitness-related products. It's awesome. But the problem is that the manufacturer does not have an FDA certification to send my products directly to FDA. Should I abandon this product or find a supplier? So if you need the Federal Drug Administration approval for this product, then you need to first ask this question. Am I dealing with a supplier or am I dealing with a trade company? One of the fastest ways is when you order a sample, how long did it take for the sample to show up? If it took more than a week, I can almost guarantee you it is a trading company. If they won't give you big discounts on large orders, I can almost guarantee you it is a trading company. That's how you know that's the difference. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to ask someone to plug in my computer before it dies. So I'm literally calling them right now. So 1 second, okay? All right. So yeah, one more thought on that. If you are not dealing with a trading company and a supplier who can't give you, hey, could you plug in my computer because it's about to die? Thanks, dude. All right, cool. I have a very awesome team here. All right. If you can also use a third-party company to get you the FDA certification. I can send you a whole list of that if you want in your email. All right. Next question is Patisse. You can get it in many places. I don't know how to add new products and send them to Amazon warehouse. Yeah, I already answered that. What if I don't want to create a brand? Yeah, I answered that too. Thank you, Patisse. You're awesome, Patisse. Do I have to have a Shopify store? I just have one item. You don't. You can have pictures if you want. You just need to prove to them you're the owner of the brand. And guys, remember this, okay? A Shopify store will take you, it can take you like 15 minutes to set up. It's super simple. Like they have done an amazing job. Don't go all out on it and fancy. Just get it up. Then later you can optimize it if you want. Thank you so much, man. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's see. Patisse says, yay, that's awesome, Patisse. What is so it's an FNSKU code, Fulfillment Network Stock Keeping Unit. When I send my product from China to Amazon's fulfillment center, every product in its retail packaging must have a code on it, and that code needs to be the FNSKU code. You will find it when you create your shipping plan. It'll automatically come up for you. It's one barcode, and it's the same one goes on every product, assuming this is all one kind of product. If I had a yellow glass, then it would be a different FNSKU code. Does that make sense? All right, a little. All right, how's it going? Good to see you. How much does a trademark cost with Amazon? So as I mentioned before, it's about $1,200. The fee that you pay to the lawyer, that's going to vary based on the lawyer. I'll give you guys a little tip, by the way. If you pick a lawyer through Amazon's IP Accelerator program, Google it, guys, Amazon IP Accelerator. Told them Seth sent you. If you Google and you find one of those and it has a lot of 5-star reviews, good luck getting them to respond fast. What I do is I go for a middle. 5-star, 4.5, yes, but number of reviews is less. They're hungrier for business. Then we're grateful, and they don't have to charge as much because they need the business more. So even in that, you can save a lot of money. So $1,200 approximately, more or less, depending on the lawyer. And then you're going to pay around $250 or $275, I forget, but around $250, $275 per classification. So let's say you're selling glasses and you want to protect it in glassware. That makes sense. What about kitchenware? What about cups? What about all those other classifications? Every classification, you have to pay the government to get approved for that classification, specifically USPTO.gov. By the way, guys, if you're not a member, just went out, we go through all of this in depth, step by step. Every single week we come out with new training, and we have live training every week, 2 to 3 hours as part of it, and you're in for life. What's up, Nigel? Seth, you look like that guy out of Modern Family. Oh, great. Oh, boy. I don't know. Yeah, you keep asking the same question about my business, and I keep giving you the same answer. Go to justwhatnam.com/start. Come on. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, my friend. Eric in Ohio. I love the name. Hey, I wonder where Eric lives. Is it Ohio? What? You're kidding me. Sorry, man. I just had that fun. I love it. Eric in Ohio. That's awesome. Are you sourcing in other countries besides China? You already asked this question, and I said in the U.S. I'm guessing that by the time I answered it, you'd already asked it a second time. The boss is going to go off on Blake. Oh, boy. Should I even look at Blake's question? Oh, crap. I know problem. I like business. You got it. Here comes Blake. So you're saying new listings are autogated. I'm saying Amazon says they're autogated. We're not far enough into this process to know. But I'm telling you, Amazon says that they're autogated. So how to address hijacking issues. So here's what you do. Add to your listing a warranty, state it, claim it, put it in the product, the insert card. Then when someone hijacks it, submit a copy infringement form and say, look, they're hijacking. Step number 2, get all your photos and your copy copyrighted. It's very easy. It's very cheap. Just Google copyright registration, get it registered. And when you submit your copy infringement form, submit that form. Step number 3, get your trademark registered. Once it's registered, submit that in your form. All of these help give Amazon evidence that this person should not be selling your product. No problem, Arthur. I'm really glad this is helpful, my friend. I'm doing good, just trying to find a good product to sell. Keep it up, brother. Let's go, Jeff. You got this, man. Amazon make complicated for us all the time. Arthur, what I'm about to say to you, I don't mean it in a condescending way, okay? I speak to you as a brother, all right? If you were to start your own online store on Shopify, your own website, and not use a third-party company like Amazon or eBay or Jet or Walmart, I promise you the level of complication, the cost, the time, the headache would be 100 times, probably more, than starting an Amazon. With what Amazon pulls off, it is phenomenally easy compared to just starting stuff from scratch. People who've built businesses before, like brick and mortar or their online business, they understand this. I have. I failed miserably. It was so painful. When I got to Amazon, I was like, oh my goodness, is it really happening? I feel like I'm cheating. It's so easy by comparison. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not minimizing the pain. But by comparison, my friend, it's absolutely incredible. Joey Zamat is in the house. I know this brother from Instagram. I changed my brand name for my product on my Amazon store. Oh no. With a new GTIN. All right, cool. Global trade item number. And Amazon is asking for brand name on the product, but I do not want to brand product unboxing. You got to. You got to prove to them it's your brand name. Even if it's as silly as getting someone to go to Photoshop, don't tell them I told you this, and Photoshop the brand name onto the product, don't tell them I told you this, and send you them a picture, don't tell them I told you this. You got to do it, my friend. How do you address hijacking issue? Sure, they answered the question twice, and I hope it was helpful. What makes the JOG course better than any other one? Great question. Thanks for asking. I have all the other courses. I have the Selling Machine. I have Kevin David's courses. I have Tanner J. Fox's courses. I have all of them. Ours has the most content, period. Just a fact. Go out and I challenge anyone to just prove me that. Ours has phenomenally more content, 4 to 5 times more. Plus, it continues to get better. It is not an old course. It is constantly. I'm sharing with you today what I literally learned a few hours ago. That's what our course is like. We update it every single week. Additionally, every single one of our coaches is an Amazon seller, me as well. They have to submit screenshots of their Seller Central account, plus a P&L form to prove that they're not only generating revenue, but making money on Amazon and growing their Amazon store. It is the most qualified team of Amazon coaches on the planet in my knowledge. And I know my knowledge is limited, but from everything I know, it's the best. And I built it that way on purpose. Now, what I'm about to say is going to sound like a real loser, but I'm going to be honest. Last year, we lost $100,000 in our coaching company. All my money I made from Amazon, not just when I'm coaching. Why? Because I invested in the company to make it better. Because I'm more interested in the brand and the market share and being the best of the best and making sure we train more people. 10 of our people are millionaires. Today, I've been in contact. All right, he's going to kill me for this, but I'm going to show you. You guys want proof? Here you go. This guy, boom. Can you see his name? This is a business partner of one of the sharks from Shark Tank, James McNulty. He and I are right now in the final closing of a contract. He has asked us to build his Amazon store, online marketing, all of that for him so he can focus on production. I talked to an investor earlier today on a walk with my dog. I'll stop. I feel like I'm bragging now. I could go on and on. When Amazon invited only 10 people to the headquarters, they can see our Seller Central accounts. They invited me as one of them. They flew me out on their bill and said, we want your help. Show us how to make this better. That's credibility, and I like talking about it. 2 countries have asked us to train their top businesses. 2 countries and a major city in China. BMW reached out to us and asked us as well to help. I could just go on and on. We are the best. Sounds arrogant? Sure, maybe it is. But at least it's a little bit of a humble arrogance. I used to be a broken man, and I'll never forget it. So, Ahmed, let me know if that answers your question. All right. What would you like me to explain, Usman? Hey, Seth, I've watched lots of videos and a few courses, but I always get frustrated with inputting keywords, shipping, and ads. Absolutely can help you with this, my friend. Here's what you do. If you want to know what keywords are ranking the best, just simply do this. Take the main keyword for your product. Let's just say it's a 12-ounce glass, drinking glass. Okay, that's your main keyword. Search it on Amazon. Look at the first page. If at least 80% of the results are the same kind of product, you know it's relevant. Step number 2, look at all the top ranking listings. Look at their title and steal. Yes, I said steal, and it's legit and it's legal and it's commended and it's healthy and good. Take all their best keywords and put them into your listing. Number 3, when you run PPC, you're going to find keywords that other people aren't using but are converting. Put those into your listing. That's where you find it. That is the best way to find the best keywords, more than any tool. All right, let us continue. Man, you guys are hungry. I cannot believe the number of questions in here. Like, David Lopez is in the house, and I just want to say I love you, brother. This brother just broke $1 million. He was our freaking 3rd student, and now he coaches people all over the world, in Spain, in Mexico, in Cuba, Argentina, Ecuador, like just everywhere. It's phenomenal what this guy has done. But most importantly, you know what's cool about David? He keeps his old broken down car that he used to sleep in sometimes when he was really poor, because it reminds him of where he came from. That's why he's successful, because he's failed a lot, as I have. I trust people who failed a lot. I'll never work with someone who thinks they got the answer to everything, because if they do, you should run the other way. Okay, oh man, guys, your questions are so many. I'm not kidding. I've like literally never seen this many questions this quickly. Okay, Luke, I appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. Petit says, yup. I think the question was, this is the best YouTube video ever? Yes! All right. All right. I'm afraid of messing up on my first sale. I have a question for all of you guys, okay? What would you say to our brother here or sister? What would you say? I'm afraid of messing up on my first sale. I would like you guys, please, will you do this as a community? Will you respond to that? Respond to that, okay? I would like, and thank you so much for sharing this, and thank you for your vulnerability. Aaron Hong, hello. Aaron from Houston, hello, hello. It's been a while. I learned so much from you when I was in your classes. Hope your Mandarin improved. Aaron, I do remember you. Will you please send me a WhatsApp or WeChat, please? Just send me a message, and I will speak a little bit of Chinese for you. It's great to hear from you. Thank you so much. By the way, I was going to go to China for 2 months to learn Chinese to stay there and live there, but this thing called COVID-19 kind of made that difficult. So we're hoping to go this fall. All right, Raj says, Raj Lavingia, what if I don't have brands? What if I don't want to have a brand? I'm a reseller, and the company from where I buy does not have a brand itself. What if you turned it into a brand? Guys, listen, people overthink brands. Can I just explain what a brand is? All it means is a company or a name that people trust. That's it. Like when Nike first came out, Nike, that's like the stupidest word ever. Who would name their, of course everyone says, oh, it's cool. Why? Because of the work they did. It's not the name, it's the trust they build around the name. See what I mean? So don't overthink it. You just start. You just find a word that makes sense, add on a logo, make sure that no one else is using it, get it trademarked, and start. When I buy your product, blow my mind. Treat me like royalty. Include a gift that's not even listed on your Amazon store. I'll give you a 5-star review just because I'm grateful. You don't have to pay me for it. See what I mean? That's how you build a brand. And then you start driving those people to your Shopify store. You start adding more content. You start sending them blogs in that industry. And before you know it, you have this army of people who love your products. I have armies of people in so many different industry categories now. Armies of people that don't know it's me because I don't show my face, but it's the brand that they love. What's up, Verena? Good to see you. Can you change an image when the item you want to put on Amazon Retail Arbitrage has not the same image, but the same UPC? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. In most cases, you cannot because it's in Amazon's catalog. Someone else created it. So in most cases, you can't. If the image is different, here's the question I would ask for you. Great question. If I'm your customer and I buy the product and you know the product's the same, but the image is wrong, am I going to be disappointed? Probably am, because people buy with their eyes. All right, can you answer my question from 613? All right, let me go back, going back. And I'm assuming you're on the West Coast because it was at 8:13 my time, but no problem. So Aaron, I don't see it. You're going to have to ask it again. I'm sorry, but you have to ask it again. It's not here. Okay, so I'm waiting for Blake. I haven't seen his comment yet, but I'm kind of excited. All right. Amy Wees is an awesome coach, Tom. I've seen what she does, and she is really good. She's one of the most sincere people I've ever seen. What is up, Just Samson? Good to talk to Just One Dime. All right. Seth, can you talk a bit about freight forwarding? Absolutely, Cole. The easiest, fastest way I've ever experienced doing this is you have the supplier ship it for you, but you get a couple other quotes from other freight forwarders just to make sure the prices aren't crazy. If the prices are super high or super low compared to the other couple, then they're either probably overcharging you or trying to get you in with a low price, and they'll later say, oh my goodness, there's more fees here. Simple as that. When it comes to freight forwarding, right now, express and cargo, air freight are very expensive. The costs have gone up, but shipping by sea has still been very low. It's a little bit slower getting through customs, but the tariff wars die down a bit because, we got other things to worry about now. And so As a general rule, shipping by sea is going to save you the most money. It just takes patience. By the way, guys, pro tip, when you start on Amazon, do not think you need to buy 2,000 units. That's crazy. Like, start with 200, start with 250, negotiate. And don't negotiate on the sample. It'll make you look like a novice. They're like, they don't know, why would you negotiate on it's a sample. It's $100. You want to be a millionaire, $100 is nothing, but that's a lot of money. I get it. But perception is everything. If they think you're a novice, you're not going to get a good deal anyways. Negotiate on the higher quality. So if you're like, okay, look, they're like, I'm sorry, the MOQ is 500. Like, fine. When I buy 5,000, what is it? When I buy 10,000, what is it? If they don't give you good discounts on those tiers, run the other way and find another supplier. If they do, they're probably a good supplier. All right. Great question, Cole. What is the best way to get real feedback so I can improve my product? Great question, Ben. I'm going to tell you several ways right now. Number one, put an ad on Craigslist, invite 100 people over, pay them $20 each and say, look, I'm going to pay you $25. I just want you to give me your honest thoughts about this product. Honest. Boom. Fastest way. Number two, that's for the product itself. Number two, do the same thing with your listing. Get 100 people to look at your listing. Photoshop a picture of your listing into the first page of search results and give it to a bunch of people and say, which one would you buy? That one. Oh, it's not mine. What are your top three? Well, these three. Oh, crap, it's not mine. What does that mean? Your picture's not good enough. See what I mean? That's number two. Number three, let's just say you're in the fitness category. Find someone who is a strong influence that is an expert, ship them the product for free, do a really cool packaging like Christmas paper or something to get their attention and say, hey, this is a gift for you. No expectations. All I ask is, would you tell me what you think? If you do this for 10 people, I guarantee you at least 3 of them are going to respond. And that's going to be some of the best feedback you have. Here's why. If you were to ship me tap dancing shoes, I could give you a lot better feedback than someone who's just started tap dancing. But if you were to ship me something like LaCroix drink, which I don't drink, not as valuable. You want to get an industry expert was like worth 10 people. Great questions, by the way. All right, I highly recommend Jawed to anyone thinking about beginning an Amazon FBA business. Seth knows his stuff. Thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate it. I will send you a check in the mail. I'm joking. All right, thanks for all the videos. Miguel, it is my pleasure. You guys want to know why I'm live right now? Because I learned something earlier today. It's just fun. And my son, I told him I was going to go live, then I forgot and I felt tired. He's like, no, you got to do it. And like he came in here, he set up the camera and he motivated me. I'm so excited to start my FBA business. Chris, I will tell you this. If you are on our team, I don't know if you are or not, we'll do everything we can to help you absolutely crush it. At the end of the day, you will grow the most. And you know what the best thing for me is now as a multimillionaire? It's not the money. The money's nice, but you know what it is? I've had to grow on the inside so much in order to be able to get to a level where I can manage that much money. And that is a gift from God, and I'm thankful. What do you do when your item fails or falls in the restricted category due to the pandemic? Does it mean you can never sell it? It doesn't, Sarah. Chances are you'll be able to sell it in the future, but you need to find something else in the meantime. Do a removal order, get those sent back. You do not want to pay storage fees. You might have a garage filled up right now and the car has to, be on the outside, but yeah. All right. Hold on, guys. I think my computer just did a little bit of freezing. There we go. Okay, cool. Did you hear that, Sarah? I think I froze up there for a minute. How do you have a sourcing office in China? We do. Can I get in contact with? You can, but there is a fee because we have 2 full-time staff there. So send me an email, seth@justonedime.com. By the way, for those of you guys who joined the membership, when our staff find you suppliers, the majority of the time, they can't even be found in Alibaba. We do that on purpose. So it's really hard for your competitors to go find the same supplier, get the same product, and just increase competition for you. Just wanted to say hello. What's up, Chris, my friend? Good to see you. David Lopez is in the house. Petit says, here's a dumb question. What is arbitrage if I spelled it correctly? Number 1, there is no dumb question. Number 2, you spelled it correctly. Number 3, it means I buy something like at Walmart.com or Jet.com or Salvation Army or wherever, and I sell it for higher. That's all it means. Yes, it was accidentally on vacay. Haha, there you go. Well, hey, tell that story to get working. All right, what are your future predictions about Amazon? It's going to explode like crazy. It's going to be insane. Sales have gone up for the majority of our students, the majority of people I know, because of COVID-19. In fact, check this out. So we ordered a whole bunch of stuff on Amazon the other day for a really fun video we're about to film. This stuff is really delayed on shipping. You know what that tells me? Like the shipping is supposed to get here in 2 days. It's like 4 or 5 days. Some people say, oh, whoa, Amazon's messing up. No, no, no. There are so many people buying right now. Amazon can't keep up. What does that tell you? There's customers flooding to Amazon, and Amazon's like, oh my goodness, we got to even get better at automating this. This is crazy. And yet about 12%, approximately about 12% of all retail sales that happen in the US are in brick and mortar stores. Is that mind-blowing or what? I mean, COVID-19 makes it really hard for a brick and mortar store to continue unless they had a lot of cash. Now with what's happening across the US, in some ways makes it scary as well to have a brick and mortar store. If you're selling on Amazon, you're not worried about Amazon being stormed. You're not worried about Amazon getting COVID-19. There is security for those who take the risk to sell on Amazon. Now is the best time. You need to move and take action. Like, I'm serious, because I can guarantee you this. Hold me to it, everyone. Those of you who wait will have more difficulty dealing with the competition 6 months, 10 months, 12 months, 16, 18 months from now. Now is the best time, like never before. Consider that Pinterest started at a time when there was so much tragedy going on in the world. In 2008, 2010, Airbnb, WhatsApp, Uber, like, it's crazy. Slack, which is this massive company now, they started when things were going crazy. Now's the time to act. Now's the time to be courageous. Now's the time to make a difference. Can you pin that? What would you like me to pin? God's Butterfly. That's a really cool name. My product is showing unavailable, so I changed the inactive to active in the vacation section. Boom. I think you figured it out. Seth, are limitations on FBA non-essential removed? No. You have to remove them yourself. What is up, Manana? Good to see you. How's it going? Thank you so much, Manana. I appreciate it. I will send you your dollar bills in the mail. I'm just joking. All right. Can someone give his website again for free training? justonedime.com/start. Now I know what you meant by pin. All right. Next question. Have you sold any of your brands on Amazon? Do you keep these brands on separate Seller Central? Yet, no, yes, no. I'll explain. I have not sold any of my brands yet. I'm waiting for the right time. I'm excited. I have a plan for one of them that I want to sell for 100 million, and I think we can do it. And we're scaling as fast as we can, but we got a ways to go. So I'm waiting until the economy goes back up, it's healthier, and then, like, let me put it this way, guys. You build a brand when the economy's down. It costs you less. When the economy gets healthy, you sell the brand. You cash out. It's a smart move. The same thing is true of real estate, which I also do. I have either own or partner with now 8 Seller Central accounts on Amazon. So for some of these, I have multiple brands, but the majority of them is just one brand. That answers your question. Thank you so much, Manana. She wants another check. I'm just joking. Thanks for great videos. Absolutely, it is my pleasure to do it. What revenue a month globally you make? Sorry. Last year in Amazon alone, or in the last 12 months, we did over 4.5 million at 40 to 60% profit margin. We also made a lot of money in real estate. We lost money in our coaching company. There it is, transparent. By the way, one of our students, we helped to get them to 14 million. All right, what is the best way to choose your shipping company? Ask your supplier. That's where I would start. Because of COVID outbreak, are you finding it hard to get a supplier? No, I'm finding suppliers are hungry for business. I want you to be my mentor. Mauricio, I would love to be your mentor. Start by going to justonedime.com/start, and I will give you 90 minutes of free training, and it is not fluff. Is there an Amazon Prime Day this year? Lorraine, that's a great question. I don't know. And Amazon always announces it, and then everyone knows. So I don't know yet. We'll see. Seth, I hope you're doing well. I have a good first product that I want to sell, but the weight is 3 kilograms. Would you say that's too much weight? Great question, Harry Cakeboy95. Here's the thing, you guys. I recommend you sell heavy, big, oversized products if there's a profit margin. Let me put it this way. If this is a huge product and this is a tiny product, okay, imagine this is the size of a refrigerator and this is the size of, well, a remote. I would rather sell the refrigerator if I'm going to make the same amount of money on each, where my profit margins are the same. Why, Seth? Because how many people do you think are going to compete with me selling a refrigerator? Maybe Bobby McGee and Lucy Pickleberry and their second and third cousin. That's it. See what I mean? So when you sell a heavier product, you're actually differentiating your strategy. Fewer people will compete with you. A lot of people think, well, it's a heavy product, I can't sell it. That's not true. The question is the margin. That's all that matters. Now, it is true your FBA fees go up if it's heavier. But if you can sell it for a price, if the price range on Amazon allows you to stick to at least a 40% profit margin, it's easy to calculate. You just take the profit, you divide it by the revenue, you multiply it by 100, you move the decimal over to the right 2 times, boom, there's your profit margin. See what I mean? USA seller, interested in expanding to Canada. Anything hidden I should consider taxes. So we sell in Canada. It's very simple. You will need to register your business in Canada. It's very simple. You just register. You just Google Canada, register business. You can do it all online. You don't have to go to Canada. You can apply for what is called North America United. If you don't have it yet in Seller Central, apply for it. Just ask them for it. If you do have it, you'll see on the drop down in the upper right corner, and you will begin to have products be shipped to Canada. But word of the wise, someone asked earlier if you did anything different, what would it be? I said get a mentor. The second thing is I would have actually sold in Canada later, not sooner, because my sales there have always been quite like not very fast. I don't see that upward wave that I'm looking for. I'm not saying don't do it, but you need to research the product first. With just one dime, says Minana, you have a burning desire to achieve something that will give you the knowledge for you to build the empire you desire. I'm so glad once I made a decision to join Just One Dime. Absolutely, Minana. And here's the thing, you guys. Just One Dime, there's so many people told me, Seth, don't call it Just One Dime. It sounds like a freaking charity. Like, why are you calling it? It sounds cheap. No, I'm calling it Just One Dime, and here's why. So we never forget where it started. All of this began with a freaking 10-cent coin. That's mind-blowing. I hope that motivates you guys, because that means you too can start with something tiny. No problem, Israel. My pleasure, my friend. I'm new in Amazon FBA world. Welcome to this world. It's full of lots of surprises and weird and strange things, but I hope you enjoy. Do you recommend opening an individual account or private business? Pros and cons. Open a business. Let me stop. I think you mean a professional seller account. Individual account is free, but you will pay an extra $1 per sale. Professional account costs $39.99 a month, but you will not pay $1 a sale at all. And as long as you're selling $40 worth of profit each month or 40 different items, then you've already made your money back. Get a professional account, move quickly, move to action, learn what you need to know, because the professional account will give you access to so much more. You have brand analytics. You can get brand registered. You can run ads. Like, I literally don't think someone can survive off of an individual account. Now, as far as your business, if you're asking about your business, I would start as a sole proprietor. Then once you start making money, you take that $200, $250 cost, use it to register for an LLC, which is based on the state that you live in. All right. Is your Shopify store set up like Amazon, or is a long page of copy? Which works better? So it is not, good question. It's not a long page of copy, and I have a lot of I have a lot of Shopify stores. Some of them are longer, some of them are shorter based on that. If you were to compare the Amazon listing to the Shopify listing, which is what I think you're asking, it's almost identical. So how do I know how much copy to put in there? It completely depends on the product. If you know your customer, you'll know what to put in there. Does that make sense? What is up, best of M? If the inspection company result was failed, can you still keep the production if the issues found were just minor defects? So keep in mind, a product inspection that fails does not mean that you can't sell the products. In fact, a lot of failed inspections are because they had minor defects, like there was literally a thumbprint smear on the glass, or there was a hair on the piece of Teflon tape. Like, literally minor things like that can make a product inspection fail. A good product inspection company holds the standard so freaking high that you can fail when just a few tiny little things are off. Okay, remember that. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second, did they do, best of them, what you asked? Is your product what you expected? I'm assuming you still have 70% of what you owe to the supplier in your bank held close to your heart. So if you need that supplier to fix anything, now's the time, and demand it. Listen, guys, when you work with suppliers, you are the big cheese. You are the boss. Be like that. I don't mean be a jerk. Okay, some people think boss means asshole. Not at all. I'm saying take leadership. Here's what I need. No, that's not good enough. I need this. Thank you so much. It's great to talk to you. I'm dissatisfied with this. That's professional. They'll respect you for it. So if it's not what you need, best of them, have them fix it before you pay the remaining 70%. If you already paid the remaining 70%, you have no leverage. Do you have a recommendation for sourcing private label items from the US? Gabe, I have many, many recommendations. But if I was to give you a product and say, by the way, man, this one's a good one, then you probably won't succeed, because it's not the product that makes you succeed. It's your knowledge about the product that ends up making you succeed. In other words, you only understand the product because you need to understand the people who want it. If I need a glass of water, you can sell me water if I'm thirsty. All your job is to make me thirsty. You get the most beautiful glass of water in the world, but if you don't know how to make me thirsty for it, I'll never drink it. See what I mean? Go to justonedime.com/start. I teach a lot about that right there. What's up, Carl? Thanks, Seth. I can be reached at carlintanu@gmail.com. Yeah, just email me, seth@justonedime.com. Seth@justonedime.com. What's up, Mona? Hey, Seth, do you have a sourcing office in China that I can get in touch with? Yes, I do. As I said before, send me an email. I used a lawyer in Fiverr, said Samantha. How did it work for you, Samantha? COVID-19 outbreak, many suppliers should not be rated same as before in Alibaba. How often do they update the rankings of the suppliers? I wish I could tell you. And Alibaba, I don't know how often they do. But I can tell you this, Jack Ma has always been really on top of his business, and I've never failed to find a good supplier when I sort them based on the criteria that they give me, such as, are they a verified supplier? Which means a third-party company had to go and visit their offices in China to make sure it's a legitimate business. And here's one key you guys can use. If they use trade assurance, that's a strong sign they're probably a very legit supplier. It doesn't mean they're not a trading company. It just means they're legit. Like, they're not there to steal your money. They're there to do business. Thanks for asking that, Lorene. Michelle, when we list one of our new products via Brain Registry, do we need to prove we are the brand owner every time? Every time you will have to enroll that brand into, okay, let me go back. Let's just say your brand is Michelle Ha, okay, Michelle Ha. You're gonna, and you list this new glass. You have to first enroll the brand into your registry, enroll the brand. And when you enroll it, they're going to give you this big drop-down list. You're going to select all the product categories that you want it to sell, to be in, all the product categories you will sell in. I'm struggling with my words. Then every time in the future, when you list a new product under Michelle Ha, you're just going to select that brand or type it in. By the way, when you do Brain Registry, if you leave the product ID box empty when you're first enrolling your brand, but when you're first adding a listing, sorry about that, and you fill out everything else, like the manufacturer name, all the other stuff, the color, the dimensions, Amazon will automatically generate for you what is called a GCID, my bad. And a GCID means you don't need a UPC. So the one time you don't need a UPC is when you're brand registered. Amazon kind of creates you your own. The reason I don't do it is because some of my products are very close to being in retail stores, and they need the UPC for that. So I'd rather have that all taken care of up front. By the way, one more thing about GS1. When you get an account with GS1 and you get your UPC code, you have this little portal you can go into. And if someday, and guys, do not think you can't do this. You can. You absolutely can. Someday Target wants to sell your products. You know what's cool? All they have to do is use their API. It only costs them a little over $6,000 one-time fee. And they set up that it's an API that connects their inventory system with GS1. And you give them access. They don't even need access, but you can give them access. They go in, they can see all your products, and they can pull them over into their inventory system. And this might not sound like a big deal. It's a huge deal. My battery's exhausted? Oh, no. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's see if I can switch this. 1 second, guys. Cam mic. I got to go to another camera. I got to close this up anyways. And boom. Hold on. Put that out of the way. Okay, cool. And back. Okay, not as good of a camera, but we'll finish up with this, okay? So what happens is it registers what Target's inventory system is now connected to your products in GS1. And it allows them to put it in their point of sale. So if Bobby McGee or Lucy Pickleberry goes to Target, they buy the product and they go by the cash register and they scan it, your product's already in their system. Isn't that cool? All right, guys, you have awesome questions, but I gotta go because I'm getting tired. I hope this has been super helpful to you guys. You guys keep going. Do not stop. Do not give up. I know what's going on in the world right now is absolutely crazy. And I only have one thing to say about that. If you love people, if you treat people as equal, if you stand up for what's right, you can make a difference. The ability that my wife and I have to give back to organizations that we believe in is phenomenal. We are able to give 15% of all our profits back to help people in need. It gives you margin. There's power in that. But that starts with the heart. That's where it starts. I'm not here to make a political statement. I'll just simply say, you can make a difference. And if that sounds all great, yeah, I know, but no, you can make a difference. You can as a human. And your business is another way you can escalate that faster. I love you guys, and I mean it sincerely. I hope this has been a ton of value for you. I do this because I simply enjoy sharing and helping you succeed, and it sets me on fire. You guys have an absolutely amazing night. If you have any questions at all, email me. In fact, I'll give you my email right now. Okay. Boom, there it is. I just sent it, Seth@justonedime.com, and it's not allowing me to, oh well, it's not allowing me to pin it to the top. But anyway, Seth@justonedime.com. Let me know how I can help you. All right, you guys, I wish you the best. Do not give up on your dreams. Have a great night. Bye.